What's up, guys? Welcome back. It's been another week. Just wanted to update you guys, give you guys another quick update, let you know how everything's going. Last week was our first good week in a while. Pretty much our first profitable week since week number 1, which I'll call our lucky week. Since then, it's been about 4 weeks of straight losing, in which we've lost pretty much every single trade. So, to go from that to now having a good week is, pretty exciting and pretty, motivating, But I wanted to kind of come on here and talk about, so first of all, last week we had 2 winners and 1 loser, as opposed to our usual 0-3, 0-2, 0-4, whatever it is. But I wanted to come on here and really talk about why I think this may be happening and why we may have reached a turning point here. And I don't think it's by accident. I don't think it's just variance. I actually made a small discovery, which I'm thinking may actually be one of the main causes for all of our losses. And I just wanted to come on here and reiterate the importance of a journal and keeping records and what I actually did to kind of figure out what I may have been doing wrong. So basically, to start off the week, I took a trade in the Euro Yen. I took a trade and I lost again, right? Remember that trade? I think I was talking about it at the end of my last video. If the trade came back to a certain level, I was going to take it. Well, it ended up coming back. I took the trade and I lost again. And I was just like, okay, what the heck is going on? You know what I mean? Like, 1 winner, I think at that point it was 1 winner, 12 losers, maybe something like that. And I was like, even flipping a coin would do better than what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like pure random chance. So it's obviously that it seems like there's something I'm doing consistently. It's just consistently going the wrong way. So I was like, okay, after that trade, I decided to just stop, take a second, look through my journal, and look to see exactly what was going on. What is there something I could possibly see to maybe go the opposite way of what I'm thinking? Fade myself. Was there something that I'm missing or whatever? And when I was going through my journal and looking at all the screenshots, I was originally looking, okay, I'm very consistent, right? So, but just the wrong way. So is there something I can look for to just go the opposite way? And that's what I was originally looking for. And I actually found 2 things which were huge, right? So the first thing was, there was in fact a way that if I just did all my analysis, there was a little sign that showed, okay, once this little thing happens, I could in fact go the opposite way and it would have been consistently been in the right direction. And just basically targeting my stops. That was the number 1 thing I found, right off the bat. But then I dug a little bit deeper and I was like, well, wait a minute, what's going on here? And I found something huge. I found one little mini pattern within my basic analysis that if I would have waited for this mini pattern to happen, I would have eliminated 10 out of my 11 losers while still keeping the winner. So once I saw that, I was like, so 10 out of my 11 losing trades don't have this little mini pattern. Let me go back and look through past examples of what trades Tom has taken, past examples of what I've noticed worked and stuff like that. And what I found was that this little mini pattern was present on a vast majority of trades that would have ended up working and would have indeed kept me out of a lot of the losing setups, and would have, in some of the losing setups that Tom even showed that he took, would have kept me out of those as well. So once I found that out, I was like, well, why am I, at this point, it's just, I might as well just wait, right? I might as well just wait to see, if I can get this little extra step, if you will, rather than just hitting the levels, just wait for this little extra step, or wait to see if I get what I'm looking for, and from there then take the trade. So after that first losing trade, I decided to switch up my approach a little bit, and then from there the next 2 trades I took were both winners. So we went from basically 1 and 12 right? And they've switched it up, and now we're 2-0. So obviously, instantly an improvement. Now, this is very small sample size, but I've looked over several examples. Ever since I found this, I went and I just poured through charts to find as many examples as I could, took a bunch of screenshots everywhere, and it just seems to pretty much be the way for me to go. Now, this isn't exactly how Tom trades, but that's kind of like the beauty of being an individual trader, and one of the reasons why people can trade the same system and have different results. You know what I mean? I'm trading it as I interpret Tom to trade it, but I wasn't getting nearly the same results as Tom. Now all of a sudden I'm doing something, adding a little extra step, which Tom doesn't do, but I think could possibly significantly improve my own personal results. And that's one of the important things of having a journal and doing your own self-learning and stuff like that. It's really huge, really key to always be evaluating what you're doing, always look to improve, and really just taking detailed records of everything, so you know everything that you're doing, everything that's going on with your strategy, and you can look for little anomalies, look for little patterns, look for little idiosyncrasies or details that may tip you off to an even bigger edge. So anyways, with that being said, let's see how this week goes. I'm really excited to see what happens. Hopefully, we can keep up the positive trend. For now, we were down a little bit over 5% of our account. Now I think we've gained most of that back. We're down like maybe 1.5%. I'll have to check. I'll show you guys the details in a second. But anyways, let's get on to the trades from last week, and I'll show you guys my setups, and we'll go from there. All right, so the first trade I took here was on this Euro Yen. Basically, is that similar idea I was talking about last week, where we kind of faked out these highs here, and then we put in this kind of like double top scenario, and then we had this candle, this pin bar, which faked out all of that and then closed here. So I wanted to get short below this, back below this daily level. And at the time, price had come down and it was coming back up to make that retest. So when that happened, I ended up, hold on, let me see where that was. Yeah, so when that happened, I ended up getting short right here on the retest, that big rounded retest. And price just stopped for a minute, stalled, and then went straight through. And it was at this point when I decided to go back to my journal, figure out what was going wrong, go back to the drawing board, and figure out any consistencies with my losing trades. Now, I'm not going to share exactly, the details of what I found as per the advice of Tom, but it's just, it doesn't really matter. It's just the advice. It's just really the importance of going through your journal and having a journal and logging the details of everything that you do and knowing everything that you do. So once I went through my journal, a new setup appeared on silver, and so how it started off is, one thing I noticed is I got this big daily pin bar off this daily level here, big daily level, big pin bar, and then it instantly just kind of got negated there, like invalidated when it just took the high, and I saw price started pulling back here, and then put in this pin bar here. And usually when these big daily pin bars get invalidated like this, we're gonna make a run on these highs. So I had a daily bias to get long, and then I saw this daily pin bar here, bullish daily pin bar. So I was like, okay, I think it's time to start looking for longs on silver. So then we drop down to the hourly chart, and of course, all right, price was right here at the time, and I had this level drawn out, and it broke out, made that rounded retest, and I got in here off this last high pre-break, looking for this high here, and it chopped around for a bit and then just ran to target and then some. So that was a nice little trade for me. That was I believe it was, let's see, a little less than 2R. So a little less than 2% winner on that, which is pretty good. And then we had this trade, another trade on the Euro Yen, which popped up, and this one was just let's see, If we go back to the daily chart again, at this point, price had broken out of these highs and it broke out here, and I just marked out the last high pre-break. And this was something I really noticed works really well, is if you just really just base your trades around these big daily levels, you know, the reactions are a lot better and a lot cleaner than these kind of like smaller hourly levels. So that's kind of one thing I've been focusing on a little bit more lately. But yeah, we had the breakout above this, and I was just basically, if you drop down to the H4 when that happened, it was just super clean. You see, it breaks out here, and then we just have this nice rounded retest, a lot of support there, a lot of support here. And so I just bought it basically on a return here, and the rest was history. We got up, and this was my next target level, this black line here. So just bought it there and took it there, and that was another nice winner for me. So let me show you guys the equity curve and where we're at right now. Since revising what I've been doing, we're 2-0 overall. We are, I believe, 3-12 now. So improvements are happening. We'll see if we can keep it going. But let me show you guys the equity curve and everything. All right, so here's an updated shot of the equity curve. As you can see, we're consistently going down. At our peak, we were down a little over 5% here. And then from there, we started climbing back up. I circled trade number 13 because it was after trade number 13 in which we made our changes. So trade 14 and 15 were with the new changes implemented. And right now we're down 1.76% when I last checked. So a lot better than 5%. We'll see if this was just like a little lucky pop, or if we actually made a significant change to our trading system. So let's continue to see what happens. Hopefully next week is more of the same, and yeah, let's just see. All right, as always, I just want to thank you guys for watching my videos. Love the support that I've been receiving, the good comments and the encouragement and everything like that. If you want, just like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, I'm always willing to interact with anybody. And I just appreciate you guys being along the journey with me. Hopefully we can really turn this into something profitable. Until next week, see you guys later.